Jackie, so where will you be attending this fall and what will you be studying?
So this fall, I will be attending Columbia University and I will be studying political science and linguistics.
Awesome. And did your passion for political science, linguistics, or anything else you're working on grow in any Ardent courses or programs?
So Ardent didn't really have any political courses, at least to my knowledge, or linguistics, but I think in terms of my passion for computer science, which is still something, I'm really interested in despite my majors being, political science and linguistics. I think a part of that definitely did come from Ardent. I think especially the class app development. Forgot what the names of the two teachers were, but they were pretty fun and they made coding really interesting.
So you are a little bit different than a lot of our counseling students in that you took a gap year. Can you tell me a little bit about how you came to that decision to take a gap year and how you made the most of that year?
I think there were two main things. One thing is I was working on two different projects. One of them was Supply Crate, which was to help bring PPE to medical facilities that needed it. And that was really important during the summer months, as well as I found a newfound interest in political science and I really wanted to, affect the landscape and help, encourage youth to vote. And so these two things were really blowing up during the course of the year. And so I found it just most optimal to continue working on them and taking a gap year. Number two, it was just, it was because of COVID. I don't really like online learning. I think a lot of people don't. And I think for freshman year in college, especially, it's really important to meet people in person, do those in-person events. And, I didn't want to really miss out on that. So, I feel like a gap year was kind of ideal.
Great. And then, so the projects that you were working on, I know we've spoken about Meme Pack. Can you say a little bit about that project?
Yeah, so Meme Pack was a super PAC, which is basically a political action committee that advocates for certain candidates or policies, except it's a super version of it, which means we get unlimited money. I know it's kind of rigged. It's usually prone to corruption, but that's kind of why we wanted to do it, because we wanted to make a youth version that actually does good rather than do corrupt politics. Yeah, it was founded last July, and since then we did a lot of work on the 2020 general election. On TikTok, we got over 350,000 followers with over 20 million views. We got featured on the New York Times, Good Morning America. And yeah, that was pretty much it for Meme Pack.
Awesome. Great. So you're able to combine all your many interests. You're studying political science, linguistics, computer science obviously had an element in your projects and gap year. So all of this, I'm sure, was part of your college application. Can you speak a little bit about your application process, maybe what the most difficult part was, and if Ardent Counseling helped you at all?
One thing Ardent Counseling did help me with is a big problem with me is that when I write stuff, it's usually it usually sounds like wacky ramblings that really don't make sense. Okay, they're funny ramblings, right? But it's they don't really get to a point. I think Ardent kind of helped rein me in a little bit and made me more presentable. So I think that was definitely something Ardent really helped me with. So personally, I think the most difficult thing was just trying to get my fun self to become more serious. I think another thing is also just timeline wise, I kind of procrastinated really, really bad. What ended up happening was I had to write 31 applications within 2 weeks because I didn't start until December. But Ardent was still there. They were okay, every day you have to do 3 applications, whatever, in order to fulfill the deadline. So yeah, they kind of helped me with that as well.
So what advice would you give to a lot of juniors who are now turning into seniors and starting their application process? Would it be to avoid procrastination, or what else would you say?
Definitely that, because you don't want to write 31 essays in 2 weeks. It's not ideal, especially when all your friends are done and having fun. Another thing is you just have to either trust the process or just not be super scared when the initial results come in, right? For me, for example, this year when I did EA at Harvard and I got rejected straight off, which was not really the best thing because Harvard defers 80% and rejects 10%. So in a way, it's wait, am I in the bottom 10%? So that really scares you off, right?
Yeah.
And so if you're not getting any good news, I got Columbia basically, I think it was one of the last decisions I got. So it's up until that point, I was getting more and more scared. But I think it's sometimes you have to just know that the college application process is really random and you shouldn't lose hope, at least in the very beginning.
So speaking of Columbia, you're starting in the fall. What are you most looking forward to?
The food, 100% the food. I heard New York has a lot of really, really good food from all different cuisines and stuff. So yeah, for sure, that's food.
Awesome. Well, I think you're going to make big changes in Columbia and in New York. I'm very excited to see what you continue to do. And Ardent is very proud to have you as an alumni. So congratulations once again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.